Hi, I'm Lila, and this is my story. My family forgot to invite me to holidays for years. So I bought a house and threw the biggest party in town. Everyone I cared about was there, except my family. A week later, they called screaming, "How dare you humiliate us?" My answer? Keep listening. It all started one quiet Thursday night in 2019. I was sitting in my apartment in Austin, Texas, scrolling through Instagram when a post stopped me cold. It was my younger sister Chloe's update from Christmas. There was Mom and Dad smiling by the tree. There was my older brother Liam with his wife and 2 kids, laughing as they tore into presents. And Chloe, 26 and radiant, holding up some shiny designer bracelet. The caption, "Best Christmas ever with the fam. So blessed to have these people." The fam, huh? I was 34, and once again, I wasn't there. Just like I wasn't there for Thanksgiving 2 months ago. Just like I hadn't been there for any holiday for the past 5 years. Here's the kicker, I used to be the one who made those gatherings happen. Back in my 20s, I was the planner. I called everyone weeks ahead, bought groceries for Mom's cornbread stuffing, even created those cheesy family photo backdrops. I was the glue that kept us together. Or so I thought. But somewhere along the line, something changed. The invites stopped coming. At first, I chalked it up to bad communication. Maybe they thought someone else told me. Maybe they assumed I'd just show up like always. And for a while, I did. I'd drop by, and they'd look shocked, but not exactly thrilled. Then it got awkward. I'd call to ask, "What time should I come over?" And they'd say things like, "Oh, we're just doing something small this year," or, "We weren't sure if you'd be free." But then I'd see the pictures online later. Full house. Extended relatives I hadn't seen in a decade. It stung. The breaking point? Mother's Day 2019. I called Mom 3 days before. "Hey, I want to come by Sunday, bring you flowers, spend the day with you." She paused, then said, "Oh, well, we're actually going to Chloe's this year. It's just easier." That's when I knew. I wasn't part of their family anymore. At least, not the version they cared to show off. "Oh," she said with this awkward pause. "Well, okay. Yes, come by." Not exactly enthusiastic, but whatever. I told myself it didn't matter. I bought her this gorgeous bouquet of white roses, Mom's favorite, and drove 45 minutes out to their new place in Round Rock, one of those fancy suburban neighborhoods north of Austin. I even wore the teal dress she'd once said looked amazing on me. But when I got there, the house was dark, no cars in the driveway. I stood there on the porch, holding those roses like an idiot, ringing the bell over and over. 15 minutes went by. Nothing. I called Mom's cell. Straight to voicemail. Tried Dad. Same thing. Liam didn't answer either. Chloe? Nothing. Finally, I drove home, confused and kind of hollow, telling myself, maybe there was an emergency. Maybe someone got sick and they all rushed to the hospital. I put those roses in a vase on my kitchen table and waited for a call that never came. And then I saw Chloe's post. Mother's Day brunch at Romato's with the best family ever. There they were, laughing over mimosas and eggs Benedict. Mom had a corsage on, not the flowers I brought, but some fancy floral arrangement from Chloe, I guess. They'd planned it, made reservations, dressed up, and not one of them thought to include me. That was the day I stopped trying. I still sent birthday texts because I'm not a monster, but I quit calling about holidays, quit asking when we were getting together. And you know what? Nobody noticed. Nobody called to ask where I was. Except for my birthday, which they forgot. Every single year. Liam's in March, big dinner. Chloe's in July, pool party at Mom and Dad's. Mom's in February, Dad's in November. Always something special. Mine in September? Crickets. Last year, my 34th birthday fell on a Saturday. I waited all day for someone to call or text. By 8 p.m., I ordered Chinese takeout and watched Netflix alone. Around 10, Chloe texted, "OMG, sorry, happy belated birthday. Work has been insane." Work, right, because she was definitely grinding away on a Saturday night. So now here I am, staring at their perfect Christmas photos, and something inside me just Snaps. Not angry, just clear. Like I finally see the whole picture. I don't need this. I don't need to keep hoping they'll remember I exist. I don't need to feel like something's wrong with me because my own family acts like I'm optional. You know what I need? My own space, my own life, my own damn Christmas tree if I want one. I close Instagram, open my contacts. Sierra James has been my realtor friend since college. She always said, "Call me when you're ready to buy." Well, guess what? I'm ready. The phone rings 3 times before she picks up. "Lila, it's been forever. How are you?" "I'm good. Actually, I'm great. Listen, remember how you always said you'd help me find a house? Well, I'm ready." She practically squeals. "Seriously? That's amazing. What are you thinking?" I lean back on my couch, smiling for the first time all night. Something nice, not a mansion, just cozy, good neighborhood, move-in ready if possible. I've been saving for years. I've got enough for a solid down payment. We run through numbers for a few minutes. Turns out, being the family afterthought has perks. No big vacations, no group gifts, no constant obligations. My savings account looks pretty good. After we hang up, I feel this strange lightness in my chest. Like I've been holding my breath for 6 years and finally exhaled. The next 6 weeks fly by. Sierra finds me the house, a charming blue craftsman on Willow Lane in East Austin. The seller's relocating and wants to include the furniture. The moment I walk in, I know it's mine. Sunlight pours through big windows. The kitchen is updated with marble counters and a farmhouse sink. 2 bedrooms upstairs. A small backyard with a patio and twinkling lights. The furniture is tasteful. Gray sectional, solid oak bed frame, even nice dishes in the cabinets. It feels like someone designed a life I actually want to live. I make an offer that afternoon. 2 days later, it's accepted. 5 weeks after deciding I'm done being invisible, I'm standing in my own house with my own keys. My house. The words feel surreal. At 34, I've built a career at Davidson Marketing, where I manage our biggest accounts, a promotion that came with a serious pay raise. My family has no clue. They never asked. 2 weeks after moving in, I plan a housewarming party. I make a guest list. People who matter. College friends, work colleagues, neighbors, my cousin Rachel, Aunt Linda. Real connections, not people who've made me feel like an afterthought. Noticeably missing, Mom, Dad, Liam, Chloe. None of them get a text. For the first time ever, I'm hosting something and they're not automatically included. Saturday comes, and my little house hums with life. Laughter fills every room. Uncle Tom shows up with his famous brisket. Jessica brings champagne. My neighbor Patricia invites me to her book club. For the first time in years, I feel like I belong because I chose where. Around 4 p.m., Aunt Linda pulls me aside. "Honey, this is a beautiful party," she says, looking around my sunlit living room. "But where's your mom and dad? And Liam? And Chloe?" I look her straight in the eye. "I didn't invite them." Her brows shoot up. "Oh, did something happen?" "Yeah," I say evenly. "For the last 6 years, they haven't invited me to a single holiday. So, I decided not to invite them either." Aunt Linda's face softens, then hardens with shock. "Lila, are you serious? I had no idea they were leaving you out." "They were. It is what it is." And just like that, I know Aunt Linda, our family's unofficial news anchor, will make sure the truth travels fast. By tomorrow, half the family will know exactly why my parents and siblings didn't get an invite. The party lasts until 8. When the last guest leaves, I sink onto my couch in the quiet, surrounded by empty champagne flutes and the smell of barbecue, feeling peaceful. It's in this little piece. 3 days later, my phone lights up. Mom. I let it ring. Then Dad. Then Liam. Then Chloe. Voicemail, voicemail, voicemail. The texts start next. "Mom, how dare you humiliate us in front of everyone?" Liam, "What the hell is wrong with you? Now the whole family thinks we're awful." Chloe, "Everyone's asking why we treat you differently. This is so embarrassing." I laugh out loud. They're not upset they hurt me. They're upset they got caught. I don't respond. A few more days pass. Saturday morning, I'm sipping coffee on my patio when there's a loud knock at the door. I peek through the peephole. My stomach drops. All four of them. Mom, Dad, Liam, Chloe. I open the door slowly. What do you need? Mom doesn't answer. She storms in like she owns the place. The others follow, eyes darting everywhere. Liam runs his hand along my marble counters. Chloe peers into the living room like she's appraising a listing. Nice place, Chloe mutters. Not like a compliment. Mom whirls on me, face red. How could you disgrace us like this, Lila? Do you have any idea what you've done? Linda won't stop calling. Everyone wants to know why we treat you like an outsider. Dad steps in, voice stern. You need to call them back and say you were joking. Tell them we're close and you were being dramatic. I stare at them, calm as ever. Then tell me this. Why haven't you invited me to a single family holiday for 6 years? Silence. Mom's mouth opens and closes like a fish. Dad stares at the floor. Well, Mom stammers, fumbling for words. If you want to hear what I told them next, and trust me, you don't want to miss this, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the final twist. You don't even wish me happy birthday, I say quietly. Both my parents flush crimson. Just then Liam and Chloe stroll back in from their self-guided house tour. Chloe plops down on my couch like it's hers. So, how'd you afford this place? She asks, her voice dripping with curiosity. It's really nice. Must have cost a fortune. I stare straight at her. If you were interested in my life, you'd know. I've been in a senior role at my company for 3 years. I make good money. Mom jumps in like she's been waiting to pounce. Well, you never told us about your promotion. How were we supposed to know if you didn't say anything? I lock eyes with her. What's the name of the company I work for? Silence. Mom looks at Dad. Dad glances at Liam. Liam smirks at Chloe. Chloe studies her manicure like the question never happened. Not one of them knows, because not one of them ever asked. I stand. My voice is steady. I'm done pretending. I'm not going to act like we're a close family when we're not. I walk to the front door, throw it open. Time for you to leave. Mom's jaw drops. You're not even going to offer us tea? I laugh softly. I've already given you more courtesy than you ever gave me. At least I'm letting you leave with dignity, instead of leaving you standing on a doorstep with flowers, like you did to me on Mother's Day. Mom's face burns red. Her mouth opens, then snaps shut. One by one, they file out. Dad won't meet my eyes. Liam shakes his head like I'm the problem. Chloe pauses at the threshold. This isn't over, she says, her tone icy. Yes, it is. I close the door in her face. I lean against it for a long moment, listening to them argue in my driveway, before car doors slam and engines start. I expected silence after that. Figured they'd sulk, then pretend nothing happened, which would be fine with me. But apparently they're not done. 3 days later, an email pings my inbox. From Dad, subject line, family dinner invitation. I almost delete it. Curiosity wins. Dear Lila, your mother and I would like to invite you to dinner this Sunday at 6 p.m. We'll be having pot roast and mashed potatoes. We hope you can join us. Love, Dad. It's so formal, so strange. Like I'm a distant cousin they barely remember. I delete the email without replying. The next day, Chloe texts me. Want to go shopping this weekend? There's a sale at Nordstrom. Thought we could hang out like old times. Old times? What old times? We haven't gone shopping together since college. I ignore the text. Then Liam tries a different angle. He emails me a batch of old photos. Us as kids in the backyard. There's one of me teaching him to ride a bike when I was 12 and he was 8. Another of all three of us building a snowman on that rare Texas snow day. His note reads, "Remember when we were close? I miss those days." I stare at the pictures for a long time. We were close. Once. Before they decided I didn't matter anymore. I don't reply to him either. Over the next week, the attempts keep coming. Mom leaves a voicemail. Do you need anything for your new place? Dad sends another dinner invite. Chloe calls twice. I ignore all of it. I think maybe they've finally gotten the message until Mom shows up at my door, alone this time, and different, smaller somehow. Less angry, more desperate. Lila, please. Can we talk? She says softly. I want to apologize. I know we haven't been good to you, and I want to make it right. Her eyes are damp, her voice trembling. For a second, I almost feel bad. Almost. It's my birthday in 2 weeks, she continues. I'm planning to celebrate at home, just family. No big party, no extended relatives, just us. I want you there. It's important to me. Just family. The phrase hits me like a stone, because for the past 6 years, just family never included me. Please, Leela, I want to rebuild our relationship. This is my chance to show you that you matter to us. To look so sincere, so hopeful, and despite everything, she's still my mom. The woman who taught me to braid my hair, who held me through my first heartbreak. Okay, I hear myself say, I'll come. Her whole face lights up like Christmas morning. She steps forward and hugs me tight. She smells like that same perfume from my childhood, and for a moment, I feel 8 years old again. Thank you, sweetheart. This means everything to me. When she leaves, I feel cautiously hopeful. Maybe they've learned something. Maybe almost losing me finally made them realize I'm not an afterthought. Maybe we can fix this. I spend the next week thinking about what gift to bring. I finally settle on a gorgeous silk scarf from a boutique downtown, navy blue with tiny silver stars. It costs more than I'd normally spend, but it feels right, like a peace offering. I'm almost afraid to pick it out, but I'm half-heartedly offering. 3 days before Mom's birthday, I'm at work wrapping up a client presentation when my phone rings. Aunt Linda. Hi, Aunt Linda. What's up? Her voice is practically singing. Oh, honey, I'm so excited. I just talked to your mom and she told me the good news. What good news? You two made up. She said you're coming to her birthday party. I'm thrilled you worked things out. My stomach tightens. Party? I thought it was just a family dinner. Oh no, Aunt Linda gushes. She's invited everyone, all the aunts, uncles, cousins. She wants to prove to the whole family that you're all one big happy clan again. She's been calling everyone all week, telling them how proud she is that her daughter is coming home. I hang up without saying goodbye. 20 minutes later, I'm sitting in my car in the parking garage, gripping the steering wheel, shaking with anger. They haven't changed, not one bit. This isn't about love, it's about optics. They don't want to rebuild our relationship, they want to use me as a prop, parade me around so everyone stops whispering about why I've been MIA for 6 years. This was never about me, it was about saving face. I drive straight to the mall and return Mom's gift. The saleswoman asks, anything wrong with it? No, I say, forcing a smile. It's perfect, it's just going to the wrong person. Don't call Mom to tell her I'm not coming. I don't text, email, or send a carrier pigeon. If she wants to use me for her little show, let her wonder where her star performer is. Sunday arrives, Mom's birthday. At 5 p.m., I switch off my phone and make myself a beautiful dinner. Grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, a glass of wine. I eat on my patio, watching the sun slip behind the Austin skyline, feeling more peace than guilt. At 6:30, I turn my phone back on. 15 missed calls, 7 voicemails, dozens of texts. Mom, 6:05 p.m. Honey, where are you? Everyone's here waiting for you. 6:15, Lila, please call me back. People are asking. Dad, 6:45, your mother is very upset. You need to get here now. Liam, 7 o'clock. What the hell? Mom's crying. Chloe, 7:15. Everyone's staring at us. This is humiliating. Just come already. At 7:30, the phone rings again. Aunt Linda. I answer this time. Hi, Linda. Lila, where are you? Your mom's losing it. Everyone's wondering where you are. Your mom keeps checking her phone and staring at the door, Aunt Linda says, her voice tight. Then she lowers it, put the phone on speaker so everyone can hear me. There's some muffled rustling, and then Linda's voice sounds farther away. Okay, you're on speaker, everyone's listening. I take a deep breath. Hi, everyone. My voice is calm, steady. I just want you all to know that when my mom invited me to this party, she told me it would be just immediate family. She said it would be a small dinner with just us. She didn't mention she was inviting all of you. A ripple of murmurs fills the background. I keep going. She lied because she wanted to use me to prove to all of you that we're a happy family, but we're not. For 6 years, they haven't invited me to a single holiday. Not Christmas, not Thanksgiving, not birthdays, nothing. And now they want to pretend everything's fine just to save face. The murmuring grows louder. I press on. I'm not coming tonight. And I'm not going to pretend anymore. They made their choice a long time ago. Now I'm making mine. Goodbye. I hang up before anyone can respond. My phone starts ringing immediately. Mom, then Dad, then Liam. But I switch it off. I pour myself another glass of wine and sink into my patio chair as the Texas sunset bathes everything in orange. For the first time in years, the silence feels like peace. That night, I sleep better than I have in months. When I wake up Monday morning, it's like someone cut loose a weight I've carried for too long. I move through the day light as air. Around noon, there's a knock at the door. I glance through the window and see Aunt Linda standing there, holding a casserole dish. I brought you lunch, she says when I open the door. And I wanted to tell you what happened after you hung up last night. I gesture her in. We sit at my kitchen table. She sets the dish down and fixes me with a serious look. Honey, she says slowly, after you made that announcement, you could have heard a pin drop. Everyone just stared at your parents. Then the questions started. What kind of questions? I ask, heart thudding. Uncle Tom asked your dad point blank why you weren't at Christmas. Cousin Helen wanted to know why you missed Thanksgiving. Linda shakes her head. Your mom tried to explain, but she just made it worse. She said something about you always being busy with work. Then Liam jumped in and said you never told them about your promotion. So Helen asked what company you work for. None of them could answer. I picture it vividly, my family squirming, while everyone realizes how little they know about me. What happened then? People started leaving. Tom packed up his potato salad and said he was disappointed. Helen hugged your mom goodbye, but she was cold as ice. By 8 o'clock, it was just your parents and siblings sitting there with a birthday cake nobody wanted to eat. Linda reaches across the table and squeezes my hand. Your mom cried. She kept saying everyone misunderstood, that she loves all her children equally. Aunt Linda sighs. But honey, actions speak louder than words. I don't feel sorry for her, I say, and I mean it. You shouldn't. What they did to you was wrong. And last night proved they still don't get it. They weren't trying to fix things with you. They were trying to fix their image. Linda stays for an hour. We eat her tuna casserole and talk about everything except my family. When she leaves, she hugs me tight. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself, she whispers. You deserve better than how they treated you. Over the next few weeks, my family tries everything. They call from different numbers, thinking I won't recognize them, but I know their voices. The moment I hear, Lila, it's Mom, or, hey, it's your brother, I hang up. They send emails, I delete them. Voicemails, I erase them. Liam even messages me on LinkedIn, which is almost funny. Professional networking to fix family drama? That's a new low. 3 weeks after Mom's birthday fiasco, I'm grocery shopping when I run into Mrs. Patterson, our old neighbor who's known my family for 20 years. Lila, how are you, dear? I heard you bought a house. How exciting. I'm doing great, Mrs. Patterson. Really well. That's wonderful. You know, I saw your mother at the bank last week. She seemed so sad. She said you two had some kind of misunderstanding. I smiled politely. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was 6 years of them excluding me, and me finally deciding I was okay with that. Okay, let's get back to business. Would you like to donate your eggs today? And here, ladies and gentlemen. Her eyes widen. Oh my, I had no idea. Most people didn't. But I'm happier now. And it's true. My house feels like home. Work is thriving. I just landed another big client. I've even started dating this guy Tom from my book club, and he's pretty great. My life is full of people who choose to be in it, not people who treat me like an afterthought. Last weekend, I had Sierra and her husband over for dinner. We grilled burgers on my patio and played board games until midnight. Nobody asked about my family. Nobody made me feel like something was missing. Because nothing is missing. I have everything I need. Yesterday was my 34th birthday. I took the day off and treated myself to a spa day. When I got home, my phone was full of messages from friends who remembered. Jessica sent flowers. My cousin Rachel called and sang to me. Tom showed up with a cake, and we ate it while watching a hilariously bad movie on Netflix. My immediate family, radio silence, just like every year. But this time, I didn't wait around hoping they'd remember. I didn't check my phone every 5 minutes or feel that gut punch of disappointment when nothing came. Instead, I celebrated with people who actually care about me, and it was perfect. I used to think something was wrong with me, that I must have done something awful to make my own family not want me around. I spent years dissecting every memory, wondering what I'd said or done to deserve being erased. I tried to fix it. I tried to earn my way back into their good graces, calls, texts, offers to help, and every time they shut me out, I thought, if I just try harder, they'll love me again. But here's the truth I finally understand. The problem was never me. The problem was that they decided a long time ago that I wasn't worth the effort, and I spent too many years accepting that verdict. I don't accept it anymore. I know my worth now, and it's not determined by whether my parents invite me to Christmas or remember my birthday. My value isn't up for debate at a dinner table I'm not welcome at. I'm building my own traditions. I'm creating my own family from the people who choose me every single day. And for the first time in years, I'm genuinely excited about my future. They can keep their perfect little bubble where I don't exist. I'll keep my imperfect, honest life where I do. And honestly, I think I got the better deal. If you've made it this far, I want to hear from you. Do you think I made the right choice walking away from my family's toxic cycle? Or would you have handled it differently? Tell me in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. Your thoughts mean more than you know, because for years I believed silence meant I didn't matter. Now I know better. And if you've ever felt left out, unappreciated, or like you had to earn someone's love just to be seen, please hear me when I say this. You don't have to beg for a seat at a table where you're not respected. Build your own table. Fill it with people who choose you every single day. Your worth isn't measured by holiday invitations or birthday texts. It's measured by how you treat yourself and the life you create. If this story resonates with you, support me by hitting that subscribe button and sharing this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment to show that you stand with me, or better yet, share your own story. I want this space to be a place where we lift each other up. And most importantly, carry this advice into your own life. Stop waiting for validation from people who refuse to give it. Choose yourself. Surround yourself with love that feels effortless, not earned. Trust me, peace tastes better than approval ever will.